Welcome to Temi Adi Academy. In today's video, we are going to continue with the practice exercises we started in our previous video. The only material needed is your A4 paper, and the link to download these practice exercises can be found in the description box below. Download and let's get started. We're going to move on to the next practice exercise, which is this one. Okay, so we're basically still doing the pivoting, so we're going to be pivoting at the corners. Okay, we're going to start from here and then go around and finish over here, and you start at the corner at the starting point, and then you start sewing. Never mind the sound of your machine, though. If it's making a weird sound, never mind it. It's because you're sewing on paper. Sewing machine is meant to be you're meant to sew fabric on your sewing machine, not on paper. When we get to the pivot line, remember you lift your lever up so that your foot will come up. Make sure your needle is still inside the paper. I forgot to mention that in the previous video. Make sure your needle is still inside the paper, and then you pivot. Then continue stitching. Remember, guide your hands. Use your hands to guide the paper through or coming close to another pivot point. Stop. Raise your foot. Make sure your needle is inside the paper. Pivot. Drop your lever. So we're going to stop on this line here and then go. So it's going to be a short stitch. Stop, lift up your foot, turn your paper, make sure your needle is still in your paper or in your fabric. Pivot and continue stitching. We are almost at another corner over here, so it will soon be time to pivot again. So I stopped before. I'm just going to use my roll it, turn, lift up your lever, turn your pivot to your paper, turn your paper with your needle still in the paper, drop your lever and continue stitching. Make sure you're stitching on the line. This is practice for you. Guide your hands or guide your paper using your hands. Stop almost at another point. Lift your lever, pivot, drop your lever, stop. I exceeded the line again. I'm just gonna go back, lift your lever, pivot, drop your lever, continue sewing. You're looking at the line when you're sewing, not the needle, so that you're guiding it appropriately. Pivot again and then continue. So I'm going to stop at the next corner. I'm going to pivot at this point first, then I'm going to stop. Lift your lever, turn your paper. Okay, I see like that. But yeah, okay, let me just pivot before. Pivot again. And then you get the gist. All done. So let me show you this. So this was where I stopped. So you just continue, pivot, continue up, pivot, continue, pivot, continue, pivot, continue, pivot, continue, pivot, and then you finish over here. And then yeah, we're done with that. And then we start with this one. This one is quite interesting. Basically, you're still practicing your pivoting. So this one, still practicing your pivoting. For this one, you can start anywhere you want to. You can start with the little box, or you can start with the larger box. But I'm just going to show you. You're just practicing. You just have like basically 4 boxes to practice with. So let's start over here on this. So I'm starting on the smallest box. Yeah, adjusting my needle. Okay, all good. Make sure it's on the line. Make sure you're sewing on the line. We're almost at the pivot point. Ooh, exceeded it also again. I don't know why I'm always exceeding it, but keep practicing. Don't worry if you exceed it. You can always use your what do you call it? The name of this, the part of the machine is evading my memory right now, but you can always roll your needle back if you exceed it. Pivot, keep going, stop, and then no, pivot, keep sewing. Almost at the end, stop. Use your needle. There you have it. So I'm going to move on to the next box, and you can I'll sew the next box, then you can finish it on your own. Okay, just trying to align my needle. Okay, so start at that corner. You can start at any corner you want, any corner that is convenient for you. You can start at that corner, stop almost at the pivot point. So the problem I'm having is that my stitches are kind of too big for my line sometimes. Okay, pivot, continue, almost at another pivot point. Stop. Oh my god, no. Don't do what I just did. So I'm rolling my needle back. Make sure your needle is in your paper before you pivot. Lift up your lever, pivot, drop your lever. And when you pivot, make sure it's straight. Make sure your paper is straight or your fabric is straight. Don't pivot and it's slanted and you want to keep sewing. It's not going to work like that. Okay, so another pivot point. See, make sure it's not like this or like this. Make sure it's straight. And then final wrap. There you go. All done. So I did the 2 boxes, the two inner boxes, so you can do the remaining 2 on your own. But yeah, I hope this exercise will be fun. I'm sure you would enjoy it. It will really help you to learn how to stabilize your hand on the sewing machine, and it will give you enough practice time before you start sewing on actual fabric. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy.